And I'll show you what Bernie's voice is. Sounds like he's been gargling with gravel and sand. And what is that? Well, what that is again Bernie surrounding himself with people who aren't the brightest. The last time, again, I tell you his campaign, they're not, again, you grab people that you know, right? So Bernie grabbed people that he knew. Look at his old press secretary. Now she's working for Joe Biden. That was a bad hire by his campaign. And by the way, they didn't go on the Young Turks, right? At the time in 2016, Young Turks owned alternative progressive news. They were it. They didn't go on Cenk's show until March of 2016. That's how, as they were being shut out of all the mainstream media, they didn't go on Cenk's TYT until March of 2016. That's how smart his campaign was last time. And this time, they let him go on TV, sounding like he's about to die. What you're supposed to do, dummies, in the fucking Bernie Sanders campaign, is you're supposed to have him pull back. He's 70-something years old. You have him pull back the day or two before the debate so he doesn't blow out his voice, which is what you didn't do, and he blew out his voice, and then he sounds like he's death on stage. The worst performance he had so far because of it. He already has a horrible speaking voice. Let's make it even worse. Let's make everyone think he's sick. That can I throw it to my panel on that? Did you think that was smart? When I heard Bernie speaking, I'm like, these assholes. I bet he was doing a speech 5 minutes before the fucking debate. What did you think of it?
Jimmy, I agree completely.
Okay.
Here he has an access to a platform to communicate his great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have Tulsi Gabbard on that stage. We're wondering the difference between Warren and Bernie and how that's going to be revealed to itself. And then he has this gravelly voice that actually, it wasn't inspiring. It made me kind of like, oh no, I got to listen. It's great what he was saying. I was happy the things that he was able to communicate. I just think it fell short. He needed a rest.
He sounded sick. He sounded like he needed a rest. He doesn't need to connect with me. He doesn't need. I'm already connected. He doesn't need to connect with you or Ron. He needs to connect with people he hasn't connected with yet.
I mean, when I saw him Sunday in Iowa City.
And how did he sound?
He sounded fine, but he was doing, I think, about 5 events all throughout the state, which on one hand, it's like, yeah, that's great, but they probably overdid a little bit, and he should have had a day or two to recover for the debate, especially when it's going to be 9 against 1.
Yes.
And actually more than 9 against 1, because let's throw the moderators in there.
And
too.
all the moderators, too.
So you're alone.
So again, another tactical blunder by the fucking Sanders campaign. The strength of the Sanders campaign is not his advisors. It certainly isn't his political strategy. The strength is the fact that he's unbought. That's his strength, that people think that he's a straight shooter because he's not taking their money. That's what his strength is. That's all of his popularity is coming on the strength of that and, of course, his policies, which come out of that. It's certainly not because they're making genius moves behind the scene. Hey, I know, we'll have him show up and look like he's knocking on death's door. Here's Joe Biden, and so we'll talk more about Bernie's voice actually after this clip. And this is how bad it is in the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders has already pledged his vote to this fucking guy if he wins. That's not a revolution.